Positano, one of the most visited cities along the Mediterranean in Italy. From famed influencers to Sophia Loren, the shorelines capture the imagination and natural beauty that was cut out centuries ago. Here's a little bit of information from my first visit and my first impression this past spring to Positano and Amalfi. To the Travel with Wendy channel. I love connecting and interviewing small business owners around the globe. I like to share reviews and hit the trails hiking. Thanks for joining me today because it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy. So Positano is just wow. It does look like every Instagram post I've ever seen. Candy and I had just taken a water ferry from Salerno to Positano after our stay in Vietri sul Mar. If you're interested in that area of the Amalfi Coast, check out my podcast or blog on that as well. We made our way to Positano to visit friends who were flying in from Germany for a weekend adventure. This city, built along the cliffs of the Mediterranean Sea, is really gorgeous. We were greeted from the dock. From the boat, you can see the Positano Spiaggi, or the beach, which is lined with umbrellas and buildings that are tiered along the mountainside. Okay, check out the cobblestone. Yes. We had a wonderful sunny day on our day of arrival, and the hustle and bustle of the city was already alive and noisy at 10 in the morning. Tour and travel guide kiosks lined the entrance to the boat dock where you could rent a boat for the day, take a tour to Capri or the Blue Grotto. Okay, we are walking around Positano right now after we arrived at the ferry down there. As you can see from behind me, there are lots of steep inclines, so you want to make sure you have good, comfortable shoes. There are tons of people here right now in April. September's supposed to be equally as busy this summer. They're anticipating a lot of traffic. So just know and be prepared for it. So first up, where we stayed. So Kelly and Heidi stayed at Hotel Marincanto, and Candy and I stayed at the Villa Flavio Gioia. The Hotel Marincanto had amazing upper views of the beach, a balcony, swimming pool, and excellent dining available. We did have to take an elevator up and down to the different levels and a few stairs, but it was lovely to capture the views as we walked. We enjoyed cocktails and light snacks in the afternoon with incredible views of the sea. Kelly and Heidi said the breakfast buffet was quite good as it offered different foods and coffees. Their room had high ceilings, elegant decorations, plenty of space, and a balcony overlooking the beach. So our stay at the Villa Flavio Gioia is located in the heart of Positano, and our small balcony overlooked the Chiesa di Santa Maria Assunta Piazza. In the morning, we were delighted with church bells echoing around the city and bustling of the businesses that were opening up. So this is the patio of the hotel that we're staying at in Positano. And there's the church and the main strip. Our room was designed just like you would imagine an Italian villa along the coast would be. We had a little balcony. Our room was very clean. We had a modern bathroom with features as well as a kitchen and a mini fridge and stove. The Villa Flavio Gioia stays busy most times, and during longer stays in the fall, they did recommend that you call ahead because they do require a 7-night stay in September and October. On our second day in Positano, we decided to take a taxi to Ravello to explore this iconic resort town filled with medieval terraced gardens, architecture, and shopping. We hired a driver or a taxi service from Positano to Ravello as the buses seemed to be filled every time we saw them, and the service for this was €250 for a 1-hour drive. It's a very strenuous, difficult drive along the coast, and I never recommend people driving it themselves. Ever. We ended up adding on to our taxi service by making it a full day tour, including the Emerald Grotto and touring Ravello. The Emerald Grotto was really cool. I definitely recommend this quick stop. It was only €7 per person, and it was a quick boat ride with a cool historic story and natural beauty. While we were in Ravello, we went to visit Villa Cimbrone, which is a beautiful, majestic garden with views of the Amalfi coast that stretch for miles and is a highlight of the city of Ravello. As we walked the cobblestone streets up the hill through the center of town to the hillside garden and hotel, we were amazed at the original architecture, stonework, and art of all the buildings that we saw. See that middle one? Candy, look at the greenery. Looks like a heart.
Oh yeah, I see the heart. That's cute.
Here's a travel tip. Schedule 45 minutes to an hour to tour the Villa Cimbrone and enjoy the relaxation and peacefulness. We are in Villa Cimbrone, which is just at the top of Ravello. It's one of the most beautiful places to take photographs and see nature. Feel peaceful. You can hear the little birdies. Next up, good eats, and maybe one not so good. As I said, the Amalfi Coast is a tourist destination, and you might want to be wary of restaurants that are filled with tourists. The biggest travel tip I have is remember to make reservations, especially for dinner. So the first place we visited was Chez Black, which is just off the beach in Positano, is a waterfront restaurant and is super popular. You definitely have to make reservations. We didn't, and we had quite a bit of a wait, but we enjoyed some Prosecco while we waited, and it's a superb location right on the beach, so we listened to the tide roll in as we were waiting to be seated. Their menu is quite extensive and tasty, and there are unique seafood items on the menu. We enjoyed the black ink squid pasta. There's also spaghetti with sea urchins, and we had pizza and prosciutto and melon. Another place we ate at in Positano was a small little eatery, Enoteca, wine dark house, which is tucked away in an alley at the foot of the stairs of the Villa Flavio Gioia and the church. It was a great place to grab some lovely wine and small bites of food. We enjoyed a melted cheese gorgonzola sandwich and eggplant parmesan. The owner is personable, gave great suggestions, and we stayed a while to catch up and visit.
Please.
Okay, so the cautionary one I have was actually in Ravello. It kind of saddened me that this was the first bad meal I've had in Italy in almost 7 years. And like I said, this is a huge touristy area, and it might have been that the restaurant was catering to certain expectations. To find out more, check out my restaurant reviews on Google Maps and follow me there too. In the end, I would say Positano is definitely a place to visit, especially if it's on your bucket list. It's beautiful, gorgeous coastline, and remember that it is the most visited city in the Amalfi Coast. These were just my first impressions. For more information and content, check out my website, travelwithwendy.net. My friend Vicky and I are planning several group trips to Europe next year, including one to Italy. If you're interested, send me a comment or a message, wendy@travelwithwendy.net, and I would love to talk to you about that. Thanks so much for watching me today, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Remember, it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy.